welcome DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Well, here you have it, the 1987 San Francisco Mint proof set, and these are just really fine looking coins. Let's kind of go around and take a look at all of them. Of course, we have a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, and a Kennedy half dollar. And let's start with the Kennedy half dollar. And this one, as you can see, sometimes you get these ones in proof sets, and they are just so spectacular. And so here it is, Kennedy facing to the left. We see this says Liberty up around the top here. You can see this is the one after they fixed his hair and gave him a little bit more hair here. It says, "In God," underneath his chin, "we trust," behind him. And then right down here, between the 9 and the 8, we see an S, and that's, of course, for the San Francisco Mint. Now, this coin was, the front, the Kennedy portrait was designed, engraved by Gillian Roberts. And the way we can tell is we see right down here, we see a G and an R entwined right there on the base of the neck. And so this is a Gillian Roberts design. This coin, of course, is not have any silver in it. If we tip it up on its side, we can actually see the copper streak running through the middle. It's a cupro-nickel clad. So it's about 8.33% nickel, and the rest of it is copper. If we look at and that essentially what it means is they put and you can see if you look at it, they put the nickel on the outside, so they kind of see the little line of nickel there. And then if we can kind of see it here, so the inside's almost all copper and the outside is just this cladding. On the back, and if you get half dollars, these are just amazing how good the detail is on these. It says United States of America, E pluribus unum here. It says half and dollar in words. And then way down there under the eagle's left leg, we see an F and a G, and that's for Frank Gasparo, who was the engraver of this coin. In the eagle's left claw, we see that he holds, or she holds, arrows, and then in the right claw, we see that there's an olive branch here. So power and peace. The shield on the eagle, it has its beak around the banner, and on these coins, because they are proof coins, you can actually see the eye, you can see the feathers on the neck, you can count the stars, the 13 stars, and then the 50 around. So this is just a fine looking coin. Weighs 11.34 grams. Next we have the Washington quarter, and here it is here. And there, yeah, here it is here with my little hand marks on it. We'll clean this off a little bit, but not too much. Sometimes people wonder why we pull them out of proof sets, and if you look at this one, you'll see that it is, even in the proof set, it's not going to be a proof 65. So I don't know if you all know this, but they do grade proof sets also. So you could get a proof set that wasn't a proof 65 and thus was not worth the book value. The proof 65 on one of these is probably $3+ dollars. It says Liberty at the top. Of course, it's Washington facing to the left. In God We Trust under his chin, the 1987 here. And see all the spotty stuff. This comes sometimes just from being in the set. And there's the S there behind the kind of tied ponytail look. Again, we have a copper nickel clad copper. You can see the copper in the center there. This is a reeded rim. And then if we get to the back, we see another eagle. And this one, it says United States of America at the top. And he or she, E pluribus unum over the head. Then holding a sheaf of arrows here too. And then, of course, the common denominator down here, the arrows, and the olive wreath or olive branches entwined here. And then it says $quarter. So you probably noticed already, it doesn't say 50 cents anywhere on the half dollar. and it doesn't say 25 cents anywhere on the quarter dollar. What's next in line? Well, and you should remember that these are years that there wasn't an Eisenhower dollar in the proof coin set. So if you wanted an Eisenhower dollar, you weren't going to get it in a proof coin set in 1987. Liberty says here, in God we trust under his chin, and of course this is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. We see the S here in the 1987, and then way down here we see there's a J and an S, and that of course is John Sinnock, S-I-N-N-O-C-K, who designed this coin. Again, it's a copper nickel clad copper with a reeded rim, and on the back we see there's a torch, and then no eagle on this one, but there is an olive branch still, and over here an oak branch. And this is the oak, of course, is a symbol that's come, through. Used to see it in England and some of the British coins. United States of America, oak is a tree of strength. Olive tree is a tree of peace. E pluribus unum. See how that kind of gets split up across there. Now, these are, again, this is a proof coin, but what you would look for in dimes is this split band here. See how there's a split in this bottom band? That's really important when you look for dimes that aren't from mint sets. So that's how you can tell if you have a proof 65. You have these split bands here and here. And look at the way that these flames come out the top of the torch. We have the dot here, dot here. Again, United States of America, 1 dime. Now, the back of this coin is not a John Sinnock. The back of this coin is a John Sinnock too. What am I saying? So John Sinnock did both the front and the back of this dime. Oh, and I should tell you that this reverse here is a John Flanagan reverse. Now, John Flanagan, we don't have the initials on the back. This is the quarter, of course. We don't have the initials on the back, but the back of the quarter is a John Flanagan reverse. Next, we have the nickel. And this is, out of this set, the nickel is the best coin in terms of quality. And we see that it says FS here. And that's, of course, Felix Schlag. It's Jefferson facing to the left. It says, in God. If we can get to see the nickel is so shiny that it's hard to get it actually set right. Okay. In God we trust in front of him. Liberty behind him. We have the star here, the 1987. And this is a really big S. It's kind of a funky S. If you had this on a regular circulation coin in MS-65, it would be kind of fun. You wouldn't have an S, but you'd have a P or a D. That's kind of a little bit messy there, which is odd for the proof sets. And he again comes down, little ponytail kind of thing here. And if we look at it, we see that this is a smooth edge, and this is not, this is a cupro nickel or copper nickel coin too, but it's all a mix. So this is 25% nickel and 75% copper. And then we get to the back, we see that it says E pluribus unum on the top of this one. And this is Monticello or Monticello, Jefferson's house in Virginia. It says 5 cents on this one. So this has the cents on it. The dime, the quarter, and the half-dollar don't say anything about cents, but when you get to the nickel, we call it a nickel, but it actually says 5 cents on it. United States of America underneath. And what you look on these ones for is the steps. And we can see these steps pretty well defined here, but of course this is, so this probably would be, if it was a little bit cleaner, a proof set 65. But of course a proof set 65 in 87 for some reason is not that valuable. It's listed as $1.25. So even though this is the finest of these ones, it's not the most valuable of this set. And then finally we have a nice looking 87 penny. And see, this is you get this sometimes on the pennies, kind of, it's let me see if I can hold it up in a way to show you better. It's kind of a mottling, they call it M-O-T-T-L-I-N-G. And so we see that in front of him and behind him, we can actually see how the copper kind of beaded up a little bit or was not smooth when it was poured into here. Maybe it's part of the cool down process, it's hard telling. It says, "In God we trust." Of course, it's Lincoln facing to the right. Liberty behind him, little bow tie there, 1987. And on this one, if we can see it, there is initials right down here also. A V, a D, and a B. Victor David Brenner was the engraver of this coin. Now, if we go to the back of this coin, we see that it has the Lincoln Memorial on it. And so this coin has something in common with the half dollar, and that is that it was designed by Frank Gasparo. So we have the FG here, the same as we had the FG on the half dollar. And of course that's because of Victor David Brenner. The early pennies, they changed from the wheat cents. In 1950 they came out with this Lincoln Memorial cent. United States of America, it says here, E pluribus unum. You can see way deep in there is Lincoln. And this one definitely has the steps, and we have some real good definition in the plants on each side of the steps. And at the bottom, again, the 1 cent and 5 cent actually have the denomination on them rather than the dime, the quarter, and the half. All right, so there's our penny or Lincoln cent. There is our nickel. There's our quarter. Oops, there's the upside down Roosevelt. And there is the half dollar. And once again, let's take a look at that half dollar. Just really amazing how that's set up. You know, it's helpful. The Kennedy sticks up off the coin a little bit more than some of the other coins, the images on the other coins, but that one is just a beauty. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.